Hi everybody, my name is Rick. Welcome to my Idaho cabin. Hi folks, today we're going to be making meatloaf. Good old mountain meatloaf. And here's the ingredients we have. We have chopped celery, chopped onion, diced bell pepper, grated carrots, and we have some torn up bread, 2 slices of bread. And we have buttermilk. I know this doesn't look like buttermilk, but it will be. Now, as usual, the ingredients for the recipes will be down below in the comment section. We also have 80/20 ground beef and 1 pound of Jimmy Dean regular sausage. Now, this is a little hint. If you don't have buttermilk for the recipe, just take some regular milk and a couple of limes. If you don't have limes, you can use the bottled lime or lemon juice for this. Put the juice of 2 limes in about a cup and a half of regular milk, and that'll turn into buttermilk. It's good for drinking too. We're just going to let the bread sit in the buttermilk and chill while we saute the vegetables. This recipe uses sauteed vegetables. So first we're going to put a couple of tablespoons of oil in a saute pan. And then we're going to add bell pepper, diced onions, some diced celery, and some carrots that have been grated on the fine side of a box grater. Now we'll just go ahead and saute these vegetables until they're soft. Okay, now that the vegetables have nicely softened, we can take them off the heat. Once the vegetables have cooled, it's time to add some barbecue rub and some barbecue sauce. Now I happen to be using 2 Gringos Chupacabra Cajun blend. I'm not getting paid for this. It's just, I bought this. I really like it. I'm going to see what it tastes like in this meatloaf. And this is my barbecue sauce. That will be the subject of another video in the future. I won't give you the recipe to this one though, because I'm thinking about producing it commercially. And we'll mix this up so we can add it to the meat. Now it's time to put this thing together. As I mentioned, I have 1 pound of ground chuck, 80/20, and 1 pound of Jimmy Dean regular sausage. So now we'll add the sauteed vegetables, two lightly beaten eggs, and the bread buttermilk mixture that we made earlier. Now we'll season that with a little salt, about a teaspoon for now. I don't like to over salt my food because you can add salt at the table. And if you put too much in early, you're going to ruin your dinner. So now we're going to mix this up gently. This is a 1.5 pound loaf pan, and I've sprayed it with non-stick spray. So now we'll pour the mixture in. And press it down gently to form a loaf. Thank you, Smokey. And there it is, all ready to unmold. And this meatloaf is now going in a preheated 350-degree oven for about an hour. I inserted a temperature probe into the middle of the meatloaf, and it's going to cook for about 1 hour or until the internal temperature is about 155 degrees. When the meatloaf reaches 155 degrees, I'll pull it out and put the glaze on it. Well, the meatloaf has now reached 155 degrees, so we'll pull it out. To glaze it. So here's the glaze mixed up. Okay, that'll do that. Now we'll put it back into the oven and let the glaze set. Okay, as soon as it comes up to 165, we'll be ready to eat after letting it set for a while. Okay, it's back in the oven, and now the glaze will set. Once it reaches 165, we'll take it out, tent it, and let it rest for about 15 minutes. Then it'll be ready to eat. Okay, the meatloaf is at 165. So we'll take it out and get it transferred. Oh man, does that ever look good and smell good. We'll transfer that over to the serving tray and get it on the table. Now there is one fine looking meal. We're ready to eat, so if you'll excuse us, we'll get to it. Thank you for watching this video on meatloaf. Meatloaf became known as Blue Plate Specials back in the 1920s, 30s, and 40s when diners were quite popular and people didn't have a lot of money. Meatloaf with mashed potatoes, gravy, and a vegetable, usually green beans, was a cheap but filling meal. Diners in those days usually served the meal on a large oval blue plate, hence the name Blue Plate Special. Meatloaf is made many ways, but originally it was made very simply with only ground beef, chopped onion, an egg for a binder, maybe some torn up bread for a filler, and salt and pepper for flavoring. Simple but good. Make it however you like. To get this or any other video recipe, you can either copy it from the comment section below or you can go to my website, www.myidahocabin.com, and download it there. Additionally, you can purchase a sourdough starter from the 1840s on the website. I'm making a sourdough video right now, and it'll be out soon. Again, thanks for joining me at My Idaho Cabin. Remember to subscribe and leave a comment or two below if you like. This is Rick at My Idaho Cabin.